in the backyard today. Who cares? I've been posting on YouTube consistently every week since January this year, except for those 2 weeks that I took that break. And if you've been here for any amount of time, I'm sure you notice some things have changed. You know, the way that things are structured, the way that things flow, anything, you know. And the results of those changes are literally me just posting. From that, I've got a list of some things that I've learned within these last 8 months. Number one, posting taught me what kind of creator I actually am. I didn't find my creative identity by thinking about it. I found it by making things. You know, we all sit and say, the main thing is to just create, you know, do stuff in order to really hone your craft, things like that. You know, you have to be able to move. Oftentimes we sit and think about what to create and what to put out. What does my audience want to see? And in the midst of all of that, the key thing is, if you're a small channel, you're just starting out, you really don't have an audience. I understand and I can, you know, get with the thing of trying to create something before they show up. If you build it, they will come. If your correct audience, your people actually show up, your community shows up early, that's cool and all. But when you're starting, and the whole thing of just post, just keep posting, it allows you to figure out what you like, what you don't like, where you want to be, where you don't want to be. Think about it like a GPS. You know, the GPS you tell the GPS where you want to end up at, and it gives you a route. And it tells you, you know, your alternate routes, things like that. Oh, there's an accident, something's in the road, whatever. But when it comes to this, you have to create the roadmap as you go. And that's something that I had to learn for myself. And, you know, things that I tell people when people ask me with, you know, on coaching calls and, you know, during consultations when people are asking me, what do you do? How do you do it? How do you figure these things out? Sometimes you just have to do. I chose to make instead of think. The reason that is because, like I just said, I find out what's interesting to me to film. Sometimes it's not, you know, always the same thing that I'm interested in filming. Sometimes I don't want to do certain things. Like, I like doing short films. I enjoy being able to put these visions on paper and then capture them on camera, you know. Things that I don't like doing, you know, sometimes I don't like doing these vlogs. That's why I try to make sure that I give y'all something valuable. I don't want to sit and just record, you know. I want to make sure that I give you something valuable to watch and or listen to, compared to just throwing up another video because I gotta have something for Tuesday. I was forcing myself at one point to do that, and that's kind of part of the reason why I stopped doing anything last year, because I was just in the space of I have to and I have to because I have to, and I'm forcing myself to come up with topics and force myself to come up with things that nobody ever saw. And it got to the point where some of that footage actually made it into some of these videos that you've already seen since January. And things like this, just sitting and talking, these are the things that come with ease, because I can just mind dump. I can speak freely. It helps me shape things, getting things out of my head. Really just sitting down and connecting. To me, connecting instead of just always creating something. The next thing is, consistency isn't about creating more. It's about creating smarter. And because I've just been posting, because I've been just posting, I've been able to find me a system. Systems aren't always faster at first. They're what make you faster later. So, you know, think about, I spent 2 hours setting up just to do batch recording. You know, most people would have been like, that's too long, that's too much. Why you couldn't simplify it, da-da-da-da-da. Well, you have to remember that I was also creating the set for our client that was gonna be coming in the very next day. So I made sure that when I did set up, it was efficient enough for me to record what I needed to record, move things in and out for what I needed, and then make sure that everything was set up properly for the client the next day. That's a system. And even with some of those videos, I moved certain things out of the way to shoot the other half of those videos, but at the end of the day, there was still a system in place. I knew what needed to be done for the long haul, basically for the next day, and I knew what needed to be done for that day specifically. So building the system helps me, and part of my system is like batch recording, batch editing, and then right now I even have videos that are in different stages of post-production. So of course I've got videos that are finalized and ready to upload. Those are the majority of the videos that y'all see. I have a lot of videos that are already done and they're just sitting. Some of them are scheduled. Some of them I might need to just go back and do a little bit of tweaking, but it makes it a little easier because I have this system. Like right now, I'm in the midst of recording a video where it's just documenting everything for Studio 212, just how we painted the walls, did the trimming, cleaned the windows. The floor still needs to be painted. The LED lights that we've hung up, they still need the LED lights that we have connected. They still need to be hung up. They need to be synced with the Alexa, what do you call that thing? The Echo Show. They still need to be synced to that so that no matter who walks in, all they have to say is, Alexa, light it up, turn on lights, whatever it is that we decide to use as a prompt. That's a video that's still being worked on. I'm still working on a video where I'm reshaping the loft area, the Charlotte Podcast Studio space in the loft area. I'm still working on a video for that. And, it's being able to have these different videos in the places that I have them, the way that I have them. Somebody might say that's not good, but the thing is, I'm recording a progressive, is that the right word? I'm recording progression. And instead of putting it out as like one little video here and there, I'm just gonna build it up, save it, get it all done. I need to go ahead and start editing what I already have, so I'm not sitting there for 3, 4, 6, 10 hours trying to edit something that I already recorded, weeks and months ago. So that way when I do get to the final spot, all I have to do is just edit that piece of the video and let it roll out. Another thing is creating evergreen content. At this point, some of that stuff is evergreen content. Some of the stuff that is just sitting, waiting, it's not like it's time sensitive. It's not like it requires me to be releasing it tomorrow. I don't have to cut anything down and instantly create a short out of it. I can let that stuff sit. A video like this is what I would call evergreen content, even though I said 8 months, but these are still the things that I've learned over time. Evergreen content, for those that don't know, is basically anything that you can put out at any given moment because it's not time sensitive, it's not date sensitive, it's not trending sensitive. We have podcast episodes that are like that. It's hard to put out a mental health awareness podcast in November when mental health awareness month is May. So I'm also working on having more evergreen content. Right now, I think I have something like 3 months, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I have about 4 months worth of titles that I can get done. I do plan on doing another batch recording session real soon. And to get back to building the system, because I know I went a little left, but to get back to building the system, I also don't want to be in a space where Tuesday's videos are made on Monday. There's a fly over here. I don't ever want to have a video get done where I have to shoot it, edit it, and post it Monday night going into Tuesday morning, because I still have to get up and go to work, and I wake up at 2:30 in the morning. Before this, I wouldn't go to bed until 2 o'clock in the morning. So I've instantly had to flip my schedule with the way things are playing, the way that things are done. So Building this system, being able to record bits and pieces during the week, and then really record on maybe Thursday, Friday for the most part, sometimes on Saturday, you know, I still have Sunday where, if need be, I can do a little bit of editing. Prefer not to, but this goes back to batch recording. That way I don't have to worry about Monday recording and editing and posting it on Tuesday. So this is the last point today. And I think this is the biggest point to make. Posting taught me what is not worth my energy or my time. I thought consistency meant, making more videos. I thought consistency would teach me how to be, efficient when recording videos, things like that. But it actually taught me everything does not deserve a video. Everything is content, but everything does not deserve its own video. Case in point, there have been videos that I put out. I think I put out maybe 2 this year. And one of them is titled something like, I found it, so I'm using it. And I'll link that, and I never know what corner it is. But I'll put that in the card. That way you can see what video I'm talking about. But there was not enough to really create a full video from that stuff. So I basically took those videos and combined them into one. Yay me, right? You have to know what deserves your time. What deserves a video in the first place? Everything doesn't deserve a video. That could even be shorts and reels. I've recorded some stuff that I thought was going to be a cool 8-minute BTS video, and after looking back at the footage, it's a 15-second reel, of me working at an event, compared to, oh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to have, voiceover, and then I'll talk when I get in the car, talk before, talk after. I didn't feel like talking that day. I don't even think I pressed record until I got to the event. And because I'm so focused on the event, I basically had that camera just recording the event, never to be used for the client. So even though I moved the camera in different places, it was not something that deserved its own video. I've learned what I am excited about recording. If you know, you know. But the number one thing that I am excited about recording are short films. I've been able to do 2, maybe 3 short films just this year. My goal was to have 1 short film completed by the end of first quarter. Here we are in August, third quarter, and I want to say I have a short film per quarter. I'm actually working on one right now, and it's one of those that's in the process, because what I'm going to do with that video, as a side note, I'm going to show you the BTS, and then I'm going to drop it. And then I'll also drop it as its own video, because I feel it still will deserve its own space. I like doing events because I get to capture, and I get to create, and I get to make something for somebody that is going to be able to hold on to and cherish this video for as long as they live, passing it down, things like that. We've had 2 events lately where I've actually created a song for that event, and that's enjoyable to me. When it comes to videos like this, or I don't remember the name of it, but whatever video it was where I was in my car and I was just going at it, I like to be able to just press record and get it off my chest. Again, not everything deserves its own spot, not everything deserves a video, but if I feel that it'll resonate with somebody else, I'll put it out. I will actually allow that to be its own video. And I've done that a couple of times. They've been posted. Just allow me to rant. I know what I want to say. Everything doesn't always come out the way I expect it to say. Everything doesn't come out the way I expect it to, because I didn't script it. But I also feel sometimes I don't need to script. Just let me talk. Sometimes as a creative, all you need is to just talk. You don't always need somebody there. Just get it off your chest, say what needs to be said, and keep it pushing. That's really it. And I also learned that I don't know anybody that would get excited about forced projects. when you get that last minute phone call, or you get, you know, sometimes changes at events, again, like I said, doing those Monday night videos and expecting to have it uploaded so that way I can say that I did something and have something for y'all to watch on Tuesdays, you know, no, I don't like it. Or anything that's unprepared, because it's not something that I came in to shoot. What are my deliverables? What are you expecting at the end? Okay, got it. Now I understand what lane I need to be in, but then things happen, things change. The people that need to be, that, you know, your contact people have changed. Oh, by the way, while y'all are here, can you get, I don't like having to do that, because now I feel like you're taking advantage of us already being here. And I'll do what we discussed. If there's anything extra, I gotta charge. I'm not going to come straight out and be like, now you know I gotta charge you for that, right? Hey, I'm not gonna do all of that, you know, because that's unprofessional. But please know that there's a difference between unprepared and unplanned. If we didn't prepare to do it, we can have the discussion after the event. If it's something that is unplanned, like for me, I had a video that I wanted to do, but I had to quickly flip because, again, I needed to put something out on Tuesday. I don't have what I thought I was gonna have, or, you know, anything along those lines. It is what it is, but it, again, I'm not excited to or happy about having to do those things. Something else that I've, you know, dealt with as far as my time and my energy being wasted is saying yes to everything. Saying yes to everything isn't, you know, sustainable. It's not sustainable. It's not something that I plan on doing anymore. You know, there's a point in time in every creator's life where you just say yes to everything. I've been doing this for almost 2 decades. I'm not saying yes to every project, every phone call, every person that comes calling, knocking, DMing, emailing. I'm not. I can't. I'm not in a place where yes has to be said. Then on top of that, as a side note, while I'm thinking about it, when you do reach out to somebody, make sure you know what you're asking. You know, like, hey, can you do a video for this person's birthday party so that we can X, Y, and Z? Okay, well, what kind of video are you looking for? Are we talking about showing up and doing a highlight reel and, you know, capturing the event? Are we talking about you sending me pictures? Because she said something about, you know, from childhood. Are you wanting me to just take a group of pictures and make a slideshow? You know, are you putting video in it? You know, what exactly are you looking for when you say, can you put together a video? I can say, yeah, I can do that. But at the same time, I don't know what you're asking me. And I've already said yes. Now I put myself in a space of, now I have to do it. Now I'm forcing myself to do this project because I gave you my word. And I'm not the type of person that'll be like, yeah, I got you. Yeah, I can do it. And then turn around and be like, no. It's tiring. It's draining. It takes a lot from you because now you feel obligated. You have to do it, you know, and I don't be wanting to do it. At the end of the day, I'll leave you with this. Everybody says just post. And out of all the videos that I've watched and can remember that have told you to just post, most of them don't tell you to go back and identify what you've done and where you are. How do you feel about what's done? You know, have you ran your analytics in that process? I'm gearing up to reach out to more brands, which reminds me, I sent out a letter. I emailed the company and I got my first rejection letter. That's another video that I have to do that I have not been able to sit down and record yet. I have everything here. And it's just, you know, I got my first rejection letter. This is how I feel about it. You know, I'm going to go through all of that. But I want to say that the key takeaway today is Yes, just post. But as you're just posting, figure out who you are, where you are, and know what your end goal is compared to just only just posting and expecting something to change. You won't see me post about my motorcycle channel here, my gameplays, because I have a gaming channel as well. Dropping a whole Creative Roots episode, you just won't see that. Know what you're aiming for with that specific channel. Reach that goal the best way you can, but always take the time out to double check your progress, check your progression, figure out where you are, figure out where you want to be, know where you want to be, and execute. At this point, I feel like I'm rambling. The sun is going down, these flies are coming, and these mosquitoes are running rampant. So that's all I got for y'all this week. I might be getting ready to take off another 2 weeks just to regroup and reset my mental, allow me to fully batch record a little bit more stuff, and make sure that I'm continuing to be intentional, not just for y'all, but also for me. Because at the end of the day, these are a collection of my journey. And I know one day I'll sit down and rewatch all this stuff with my kids, and who knows, at one point, maybe even my grandkids. You know what I'm saying? But that's all I got for y'all today. No more ranting. I'm out. Peace.